everyone, it's Erik from Fandango. I am here on the set of one of the most anticipated family movies, Playing with Fire, co-starring this gentleman, Keegan-Michael Key. And this is a film that's got humor, it's got heart, it's got action, adventure. What am I leaving out?
Let me see. Action, adventure, comedy. It's got comedy. It's got lots of different kinds of comedy. It's got physical comedy. It's got slapstick comedy. It's got wordplay. It's got everything in it. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go take a look at some of the film, and then we're gonna come back and talk about it.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, we are Smoke Jumpers, the most elite team of firefighters in the world. We must be at our very best.
Every second of every day.
Give me a line. We do what I say, and we do it now.
He said no. We're a go for extraction.
No, wait, what?
So, John, you've done family movies before, but this feels different. A lot of physical comedy, it's silly, there's also a lot of heart. What was it about the story that hooked you?
Oh, it's a good tale, and I think that's, to me, I've been in family stuff, I've been in more adult stuff, I've been in animated stuff, I've been in action stuff, I've been in drama stuff. I think that the common thread between all that material is I enjoy the story, and this was no different. I just enjoyed the voyage of the kids and the smoke jumpers and the whole movie of it all. And I think it's gonna really play out well on screen.
Tell me about smoke jumpers. I'm kind of obsessed with that job because it's like this extra level of firefighter. There's the firefighter, then you're parachuting in. What's something that you learned about this career? Did you meet smoke jumpers?
So I learned that I could never do this in my entire life. I'm not gonna tell you like, oh, I went to train with the smoke jumpers for a week or for a month. First of all, you have to have all the outstanding qualities of a firefighter, which by in itself is one of extreme merit. And then you have to be brave enough to jump out of a plane and or a helicopter into a natural disaster. And they jump in with so much gear because when they land, they fight the fire until the fire is done. So they jump in with all food, all supplies, all firefighting gear, with their chute, with the backup chute, all the equipment, not to get singed by the inferno, and then they fight the fire. And a lot of the jumps are at heights where they will get severely injured, dislocate joints, break bones. Their coworkers or fellow smoke jumpers will set the bones or reset the joint in the field, and they'll continue to fight the fire. So we wanted to make a scenario that would take these real elite, badass sort of characters that you feel have everything like laser focused and figured out and throw their world into upheaval. And I think smoke jumpers were perfect to do that. And they were so grateful to allow Andy and all of our producers to kind of use their platform to tell that story. But it really, when you watch the beginning of the movie, you see us work like the well-oiled machine that smoke jumpers are. And you get the feeling like, man, these guys got it all figured out. There's nothing that can go wrong. And that sets the stage for a great movie. So
Except where the kids come in.
Yeah, so it allowed for a wonderful backdrop. A lot of the movie is here, and a lot of the comedy is between the kids and the smoke jumpers. There are moments where we paint the smoke jumpers in the light that they deserve, but the story is more about the people rather than the profession.
So we can get you back to your parents, I'm legally bound to take care of you, so that's what I'm gonna do. And in turn,
You're gonna be obedient so we can do our job.
And when you do this, when you go like that, it's not helpful.
Tell me about your character. Who do you play, and how does he fit into the movie?
So I play a gentleman by the name of Captain Mark Rogers, and I am second in command to Superintendent Jake CARSON, who's played by John Cena. And he's kind of the supply guy. He makes sure everybody has what they need. Everything, like the groceries and the equipment that they use when they go into the fires. He's kind of the shepherd of the group. Yeah. And that's something he takes pride in also, is that being there with the right thing, whatever you need in the moment. And so and he's one could say he's a glorified gopher. I would just say he's a person who loves to help. Yeah.
Smoke jumpers, I think, have a really cool job because they don't just fight fires, but they like parachute in.
Yeah. The thing is, what they primarily do is they find a fire that's starting in a forested area. They jump out of fixed wing aircraft, parachute into the fire, and sometimes they'll spend 2 to 3 days there. So they'll have about 150 pounds of equipment on them, like where they're gonna, what they're gonna eat, changes of clothes, all of their equipment. And then what happens is they shove the equipment out of the plane. The rest of the equipment falls next to them. They open it up and then they start, and it's very, very heavy manual labor. We've done some of it and we're just like, anytime you want to call cut, Andy, anytime you want to call cut, you're raking and shoveling and making ditches, and it's crazy. Yeah.
And in the midst of all this, you guys kind of come across some kids, you're taking care of kids, and that's sort of the movie.
That's the catalyst to get us into the rest of the movie. Yeah, we're kind of on an emergency call, which is pretty routine for smoke jumpers. And they go and they save these 3 kids that are siblings, and we can't find the parents. We don't know where the parents are. And so we're stuck taking care of them. So it's pretty much Backdraft meets 3 Men and a Baby.
What kind of firefighter are you?
You play one of the smoke jumpers in the film.
Yeah.
How does your character sort of factor into this unconventional family that we're seeing?
Well, it's mad unconventional. That's for sure. You hit the right word, because it's John Cena, Keegan-Michael Key, and Tyler, who's like 7 foot tall. These 4 guys become like Mr. Moms. 4 Mr. Moms taking care of these 3 kids, and we're all like mismatched, dysfunctional. It's a perfect recipe for mayhem.
Yeah, I mean, you are a veteran performer. What was it about this story, this movie, that maybe spoke to you, that maybe there's something that you saw in it that you hadn't done yet in your career?
Well, it was actually John Cena and Keegan that made me want to do this, because I've been hanging out with Keegan in New York and having such a blast with him. And John Cena and I did Sisters, and I had so much fun with him that I was like, I want to hang out with them for 2 months and have a good time. That's really what sold me.
I feel like smoke jumpers it's such a fascinating job. Like
Yeah.
I was trying to think of like movies that have featured smoke jumpers. I can't even think of one.
No one's ever done it. I mean, they're real heroes. I mean, I feel lucky that they let me play this role, you know what I mean? Because these are real American heroes who go out there and risk their lives and save many lives and save forests. I mean, it's a crazy job to jump out of a plane into a burning, raging forest fire.
No shenanigans under my watch.
Me, fireman. Can't turn my neck.
Brianna, tell me a little bit about this film. Who do you play in it?
I play a character named BRYNN, and she is 16. She's been taking care of her 2 siblings for like 2 years now, and she basically acts as the mother to them. They're kind of abandoned, and then these smoke jumpers find them and have to deal with them, have to figure out how to take care of them.
And speaking of dealing, you're working with John Cena, John Leguizamo, Keegan-Michael Key, and it seems just there's a really great vibe. It's fun, it's friendly, it's goofy. What's that been like?
It's been really fun. It's been a good time, especially like the mixture of the kids and adults. It kind of cleans up everyone's humor in their act, which is, I don't know, it makes things more goofy and a little more silly on set. So it's been really cool, and I just feel honored to be working with like such seasoned actors at this point.
You know, you've done the superhero movie, you've done kind of the crazy horror genre movie. Like, what boxes does this tick off for you in terms of your career and what you haven't done yet that you're getting to experience now?
Yeah, this is like a fun family comedy, which is something that I've never done. And there's also a lot of like physical comedy, which is stuff that I've never delved into. So it's been really fun. It's been an experience.
What a rush.
You know, the vibe being here on this set has been so much fun. It seems like you guys are having a lot of fun. What's been the highlight for you making this film so far?
The highlight making this film would be all the stunts and the amazing cast and crew and all the cool stunts and scenes I get to do.
I mean, you have John Cena, John Leguizamo, Keegan-Michael Key. These are all really funny guys. So has that been just a real great time, just working with those guys and getting to know them?
It's been amazing working with them.
Do you have like a favorite moment or a favorite scene that you're in?
The scene where we're in a Humvee, we're trying to escape from Jake, aka John Cena, because we're scared that he's gonna call Child Protective Services, and we just want to escape and get away from the depot. So, we get into a car accident, and then our car spins, and then it ends up half the car on the edge of the cliff, half the car on land.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You'll have to see the movie to find out how that scene ends. So, Christian, tell the audience at home, especially kids who are going to want to go see this movie, what do the kids out there need to know about this movie that's going to make them really want to go see it?
So the kids out there really need to know that there's going to be insane stunts. and it's going to be a very good movie, the best. And there's going to be so many funny moments. And like Keegan-Michael Key, he just comes up with anything, and then everybody laughs on set. Same for John Leguizamo and John Cena and everyone on set.
Guys, I found these cool Nerf guns!
Those aren't Nerf guns!
Well, now it's a party.
You're sort of in the middle of Keegan-Michael Key and John Leguizamo. These guys are like masters at improv. Yes. So, you know, what did they teach you how to flex like your comedic muscles in different ways? Like, what's something cool that you learned about these?
I enjoy trying to get in that mix. I try to learn from every experience. My character is essentially the straight and forward, law-abiding, law-making head of the depot. So it's not in what I'm trying to do to improvise. So what I learned is like you have to know what you're doing in the movie. Yeah. Never just try to be a part of something that you think is fun but won't be funny in the movie. And a lot of the physical comedy bounces off of me because I'm supposed to be the guy who's always looking perfect. So while they're going back and forth in jokes, I'm getting covered in poop and soap suds and motor oil, and like it's a disaster. So I have my spots to be funny, but I think the thing I learned most from them, especially when they go on these unbelievable riffs that are going to make the movie gold, is to never, like a good improv person, never breaks the improv scenario. And in the improv scenario, I'm serious and they're foolish. So it literally is just me going like this most of the time because their stuff is just hilarious. But even in their performances, I can take a bunch of stuff. But it's actually a really good lesson about like, know your character, don't deviate from your character, because although you want to have a fun time, it'd hurt the movie.
Yeah. And if there's one thing you want audiences to know about this film as they're sort of deciding what they want to watch, what's something they want to know, they should know about it before they watch?
Movies are entertaining. This movie is going to be entertaining. And the great thing about Playing with Fire is it casts a wide net. You're going to be able to bring your kids and they're going to laugh because there's poopy stuff and soapy stuff and slipping and falling. But you're going to actually go to the theater as a parent and have a great time too. The story has wonderful heart. It's all connected so very well. Like everyone's performance is outstanding, from John to Keegan to Judy to Tyler to Christian to Finley. I'm giving you the whole cast, to Brianna. Like everyone has stepped up and we've made something great here. So I think it's what I want everybody to know is I think it's going to entertain a lot of audiences.
Dad?
What just happened?
I think the baby just broke your dog, Sue.
Good doggy.
What's something that you want the audience at home to know about this film before they watch it?
Oh, they're gonna love the comedy bits, man. We're having so much fun creating like Buster Keaton, Peter Sellers type humor, you know, the banter between Keegan and I. We hit it off on camera, off camera. I think they're gonna love all those moments, the great action, the physical action, silly moments. I mean, we're really trying to pile it in.
Yeah, I feel like this is a kind of throwback sort of family movie. It's an original movie that we don't see that much these days. Like Three Men and a Little Baby has come up.
Yeah. The kind of John Hughes made, you know, that you could take from 8 to 80, they call them, these movies, you know, that you can bring everybody, nobody's offended, everybody leaves feeling good, and, you know, it's a good time for everybody.
Boom, boom.
Boom Boom, what's Boom Boom? Don't look at me.
Don't do it or I'm going to...
It feels like a throwback to the kind of family movies that we used to see like a couple of decades ago.
Yeah, it feels like it has a similar feeling to like Home Alone. You know, the kids are really cute, but there's lots of physical comedy with the adults and the kids. And you're going to see that there's really fun, like, hilarious set pieces in this thing that we've spent a lot of time and a lot of effort on. And I'm really looking forward to seeing them, how they come together. Because you're right, it has a vintage feel to it. And it's got a nice open, fun energy to it that we don't see as much anymore.
So if there's one thing audiences need to know about this movie before they go see it, what is that thing?
I think the biggest thing is how the heart of the film is going to sneak up on you. There's really great themes about family, what a family is, what's the makeup of a family. You know, we have so many different kinds of families these days that are different than the nuclear family. And I think that you're going to see that a lot in the film. But then also, I think the way that Andy Fickman, our director, who's just amazing, works so well with kids. You got everything here. We got animals, we got kids, we got wrestlers, we've got comedic actors, we've got people who've won Tonys, we got people who've won Emmys, we got everything in this thing. But I think that the heart's really going to sneak up on people, and people are going to be pleasantly pleasantly surprised in addition to how crazy the comedy's going to be. Andy's done a real heck of a balancing act getting all of this into the movie. Yeah.
Well, you heard it here. And then when they go and they listen to this and they want to get their tickets, where do they go?
You go to Fandango, easiest place online to get your movie tickets. I've been doing it for, I mean, not that I'm that old, but I've been doing it for 15 years. Is that possible? That's possible.
That is possible.
That's
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, 15 years.
Yeah, yeah.
I've been getting tickets from Fandango for 15 years.